Hey, how are you? It's Mike from Stewart.ca, and welcome to my video blog post on British Columbia's Property Condition Disclosure Statement, or the PCDS. What is a PCDS? A PCDS is a written disclosure of what a seller knows about a property that they're selling. And as you can see down below, with the two examples I provided, it's basically a check off the box disclosure form for a seller to tell a buyer what's up with the property. Now, why do we have the PCDS here in BC? Well, to protect buyers from omissions or misrepresentations about properties that they're potentially going to buy. A good buyer's agent will have a clause in their contract to purchase and sale that a buyer would use to buy the property that says the following. The PCDS will be included and added to and form part of this contract to purchase and sale. The reason why a buyer's agent will do that is so that if the seller makes any misrepresentations or gross omissions on the PCDS, the buyer can potentially have the option to have legal recourse against a seller who misrepresented something about the property or omitted something very important about the property. But make sure you check that with your lawyer. Always check that sort of thing with your lawyer. Next thing, why does a seller actually have to fill out a PCDS? No, in BC, a seller does not have to fill out a PCDS when they're selling a property. But if you're buying a property and the seller does not want to provide a PCDS, proceed with caution. This will raise some serious flags. But yeah, make sure you proceed with caution when you're buying a property with PCDS. And another thing too, with tenanted properties. Very often with a tenanted property in the province of British Columbia, a seller will not know a lot about the property because they've never lived in it. So very often you may get a PCDS if you're buying a tenanted property that'll have all the information scratched out. The reason why a seller does this is because if they know nothing about a property, they're not going to disclose anything. Okay? So if you don't know anything, you can't say in a legal document that you know something. So that is why very often we buy a tenanted property, the PCDS is scratched out. This is very common and happens all the time in areas of the province like downtown Vancouver, where there's lots of tenanted properties sold. And another thing too, don't rely on the PCDS. If you're given a PCDS, don't think that this is a means for you to avoid paying for a home inspection. Always get a home inspection, like I say in other video blog posts. But yeah, so that's my video blog post about British Columbia's Property Condition Disclosure Statement. If you have any questions, comments, or thoughts on BC's PCDS, I'd love to see them in the form of a comment down below, or email me, Mike@MikeStewart.ca, or call me, 604-763-3136. Thank you very much. Hey, how are you? It's Mike from Stewart.ca, and welcome to my video blog post on